Okay, contextualization, right, requires that you frame a problem or a question. Um, but framing a problem or seeing a problem isn't always the easiest thing to do. Let's face it, most of us don't want to see problems. We would rather have, a perfect world, an ideal world. Uh, Ignorance is bliss type moments, right? We face this all the time in our relationships, taking care of a house, taking care of your car, right? We oftentimes don't want to see a problem because it's a lot of work. It can be, depressing. Um, but it's the idea of problematization. Oftentimes when you hear that, you're like, ugh. But in critical thinking, you want to think of problematization as in a different way. It's really, it's not that it's necessarily pleasurable, but it is something which is trying to, sort of relieve, stress and tension of your thinking. So your ability to conceptualize, to see a problem, to see a question, uh, is crucial. Um, and so you should think about sort of problematizing in the sense of like what an engineer does. Uh, an engineer looks at a house or looks at a bridge and sees, structural problems that can be solved, that can be fixed, right? But again, you have to see the problem first. Uh, Seeing a problem in a more like a gaming type way or a playful type way, right? As a puzzle, as something that needs to be, decoded. But contextualization is you are not being given the problem ahead of time. You have to come up with the problematization. So this is key. A lot of people, when they write or when they critically think, they're basing something on a text that they read and what the author did in terms of problematization. What you want to be able to do is always to problematize on your own and then use the text as a tool or a technology in order to explore the problem. So really being able to look at the world, observe it, and then narrow things down to sort of digestible sort of problematics is key. And so, I encourage you to think about, problems in categorical terms like language or formal characteristics or, economics, things like that. So we'll get into that when we get into the later problems of critical thinking.